So today I want to talk about the important role that the STEAM fields play in building a sustainable future. STEAM workers have a greater responsibility than ever before, and our solutions must be considerate of our planet because, quite frankly, our future depends on it. And honestly, the status quo is no longer cutting it. If you don't believe me, believe the United Nations and their Sustainable Development Goals. This is a list that offers a literal holy grail of new opportunity. It's a list of problems that need solving and quickly, and in order for us to sustainably survive into the future. So you can take this list, look at it as a list of opportunities, and create really positive solutions for the future from this. The best part is governments have actually gotten behind this, and many of them are actively supporting it through funding and other initiatives. So none of these goals can be achieved without a healthy climate. And I'm going to focus in a little bit further on climate innovation. Here is a list of the world's most polluting industries for 2022: energy, transport, agriculture, the fashion industry, and food retail. But what I found a little bit sneaky about this list, being somebody who is working in the fashion space, is that number four is fashion, when in reality, the fashion industry negatively impacts all of these other listed industries. So the production of products requires massive amounts of energy. The global supply chain requires nonstop transportation. The materials we extract require agriculture with often unhealthy practices. And the packaging that our clothing arrive in will eventually end up in our oceans. And I hate to say it, in that lobster sandwich we eat over lunch this summer. So I'm going to focus in on the fashion world, fashion and retail industry, and talk about how the STEAM fields are working together to innovate and reduce negative impacts on our climate and our world. I'm going to start with a fun fact, which is taken from the Circular Economy for Dummies book. The weight of all of the human made stuff, the things that we've produced, outweighs the weight of all living things on Earth. Apparently, all the buildings, cars, toys, avocado slicers, and every other item we've made now weigh more than the remaining life on the planet. Let that sink in for a second. But honestly, I can't say I'm overly surprised, seeing as these are the ads that I'm getting from Amazon lately, because everybody needs a cat butt Kleenex dispenser or bacon bandages. But the depressing reality of these products and fashion retail products is that they all inevitably end up in a landfill. People have this funny idea that their out of style tube top or that plaid shirt that they once loved, once they get rid of it, it disappears magically into thin air. But most of the things that we throw away, they don't break down. And if they do, it takes hundreds of years. And in those hundreds of years, cause extreme damage to our climate. Somewhere along the line, humans decided that waste was a vital part of our economy. There was this belief that in order to increase profits, we needed to start extracting natural resources faster, cheaper, create shorter fashion cycles that ultimately led people to believe they need more than ever before. And because these products are cheaper, they don't last as long and ultimately end up in a landfill. The companies were never challenged to think about what happens after the product leaves their warehouse, but thankfully, this is changing out of pure necessity for our planet's survival into the future. So it's a take, make, waste model that's actually only a human concept and it cannot be found in nature. So only when waste is rejected as a concept will the true value of materials be fully understood. We as humans extract natural resources until they're exhausted. We package products in containers that cannot be reused, and we design products that can't be repaired so that people are forced to throw them away and buy new ones. It's time for us to view waste as an opportunity rather than a necessary component of our economy. It's time for us to create circular models. So what exactly is circularity? Well, in a circular system, every output of one system serves as an input for another. So rather than creating linear models where things just fall off at the end, we need to think about models that support closed loop systems. We truly need to start learning from nature. So what are the opportunities in the fashion world the design world, the STEAM fields for the future. Some of the new, and these are just some of the new roles emerging in STEAM in the fashion world include fashion scientists, director of science for B2B, material scientists, environmental fashion designers, director of sustainability. These roles are all required in order to consider sustainability throughout the entire product life cycle. So what if we, instead of extracting our natural resources, started using recycled bio-based materials? An example, Modern Meadow are a group of scientists who are actually growing new fabrics in a lab and doing it in a way that ensures a closed loop fashion cycle. Imagine if you could dream up a design and have scientists actually grow said design in a lab. Modern Meadow is doing this. Pangaea, a brand that I have a big girl crush on, and I am not afraid to admit it. They may look like a fashion company. They're boasting brightly colored sweatsuits on the outside, but on the inside, they're very much a material science company. They're opening up a world of material science for all fashion houses to consider by actually working on a model they call material science as a service. They have seen the value in sharing their scientific findings with others because they've also recognized the severity of the climate crisis we found ourselves in. Furthermore, talk about using waste as a resource. Just one of the many cool things that Pangaea is doing is working with air ink, which essentially takes air pollution particles and turns it into water-based black ink, which then ends up printed on their clothing. And by the way, they put the exact materials or how the product was made onto their products to further the model of transparency and really let their consumers know exactly where their products are coming from. And bio-based fibers. They're replacing plastics with naturally regenerative resources like seaweed and eucalyptus. Imagine if we replaced tossing products in a landfill with designing products to be repairable, biodegradable, or recyclable. Like this bag company that's using leftover apple waste from the fruit juice industry in Italy to create a leather alternative that is breathable, waterproof, or durable. Or Allbirds, who have created, in my opinion, the world's most comfy shoe out of renewable resources like merino wool, sugarcane, and eucalyptus. They also measure their carbon footprint with every order and partner with organizations to offset every single shoe. And I'm sure by now many of you have heard all about the issue of plastics. I know if we don't change our ways now, there will be more plastic than fish in the ocean by 2050. This company, NotPla, is changing the plastic game in a huge way by creating edible, biodegradable plastic solutions for products. New Light Technologies, creating a new alternative plastic made by capturing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Fashion, art, and design have begun to merge together with other STEM fields, making the perfect peanut butter and jelly combo. Design needs science, math, engineering for sustainability innovation, and science, math, engineering need design aesthetics to educate and make the sustainability more appealing. Here's your opportunity. Thank you.